Screen Park Unlimited.
This is episode 17 of the Ghost Story series, and the two ghost stories I'm reading tonight are both in Devon, so let's get on with it. So the first ghost story is called Crazywell Pool, situated between Sheepstow and Princetown. Crazywell Pool is also renowned for calling out names. It is also endured with an extremely apt name for a place associated with some strange and bizarre tales. Crazywell Pool is in the parish of Walkhampton, but it's actually quite a distance from that village. The locals would always be careful to avoid walking within earshot of the pool, as it is said that at dusk the pool calls out the name of the next person to die in the parish of Walkhampton. Alternatively, a quick visit to the pool at midnight on the eve of Midsummer's Day will show you the face of the next person to die reflected in the pond. We should imagine that to test this one out is a little chancy, as the odds must be that you will see your own reflection. Some young lad who has sat in a local inn and scoffed at the tale decided to disprove it, with tragic results. They rode their motorcycles up the rough track that rises up from Borough Reservoir and passes close to the pool. What happened that night will remain a mystery, as they were killed while riding home. It is not a natural lake, but an old tin mine, which has been filled up with water and is reputed to be bottomless. This inaccurate theory is based on the story that at one time all the bell ropes of Walkhampton Church were tied together and still failed to reach the bottom. We have been unable to discover if the bells were left on the end of the ropes to weigh them down, but as current thinking estimates the pool at a mere 15 feet deep, it seems likely that the ropes were quietly coiling up on the bottom. The next one is called Cranmere Benji. Boswell. On a watery theme, we should take a look at Cranmere Pool. Actually, it is hardly worth such a title, even after heavy rain. It is like little more than an overgrown puddle. It was once regarded as the most remote spot on the moors, set high on the tableland of Morris and Moor. It remains a wild location today, although it is just about possible to drive a robust car within a mile of it, as the looping but gradually deteriorating artillery road almost encompasses it. To stand at Cranmere Pool even today is to be at a desolate spot where the wind whistles incessantly and little sign of life will be seen. With all its natural disadvantages, the spot became the location of the first letterbox on Dartmoor in 1854. James Peart, the celebrated Chadfrog guide, left a bottle here so that the rare few visitors each season could leave their calling cards for others to pursue. Later postcards were left, and the number of visits recorded in the visitor's book grew greatly. As the years passed, Perrier would probably turn in his grave if he knew how his solitary box had become just one of literally thousands hidden on the moors. One character who knew Cranmere even before Perrier was a gentleman called Benjamin Gear, also more familiar Benji from Oakhampton. He was a trader who ran into hard times when several ships laden with his goods were captured by Turkish pirates. Left in desperate plight, he hit on a salvage plan to protect his lifestyle. Without permission, he borrowed it or appropriated some funds maintained by public subscription and administered by himself as Mayor of Oakhampton. However, he was racked with guilt over his crime and died in so troubled a state of mind that his spirit would not rest. Each night he could be heard in Oakhampton weeping and wailing, as the residents of the town got very upset by the nocturnal noises. Even though they were harmless, they called in a priest to rid them of their vicious ghost. He was turned into a black colt. Then a rider jumped onto his back and rode him at a mighty pace onto the moor to Cranmere Pool, 6 miles south. As they approached the pool, the rider jumped off, allowing the black colt to disappear in spectacular fashion beneath the waves, never to be heard sobbing again until, of course, he appears in another version of the story. Benjamin Gear, Mayor of Oakhampton, on 5 occasions was hanged after being convicted of sheep stealing. His soul was condemned to empty Cranmere Pool with a sieve. However, being a resourceful soul and well versed in sheep stealing, he killed another sheep and lined the sheaves with sheepskin. He then easily emptied the pool so successfully, in fact, that the waters of the pool cascaded down onto Oakhampton, flooding the town. For this extraordinary act, he was further sentenced to spin into ropes the sand in the bed of the now dry Cranmere Pool. This task still employs him, and he moans about it on stormy nights, growling and wailing in protest. So there's the next 2 ghost stories, so it's time to say cue those credits.